Yes, my dear friends around the globe, especially you in the diaspora, welcome back to the channel GH247. Yes, this is your authentic news channel around the globe. Wherever you are, in the diaspora, we are here to give you everything that has taken place in the past week on the continent of Africa, more especially Ghana. Oh yes, my brothers in Nigeria, easy. My Nigerian brothers that are living in Ghana, easy. I am coming this very hour because of you guys. You see, Ghana is known as a very peaceful nation. Ghanaians naturally are very peaceful human beings. But when you provoke them, they can attack. And when they want to attack, you might not like it. You might not like it. Dear friends, it is in the news. Yesterday, national security apparatus had to take an action over a Nigerian businessman living in Ghana. Yes, national security, together with the police and the military, had to take an action over a Nigerian businessman living in Ghana. It is understood that this businessman has been living in Ghana. In fact, this is the same person that got a deal under the previous administration, the previous government, during the COVID period, taking taxes from Ghanaians in the name of COVID, how do you call it? COVID tax at the airport. All the monies that were collected at the airport for screening for COVID at the airport. You remember during the COVID season, there has been this screening at the airport, Kotoka International Airport in Ghana. The company that did the screening of whether you are flying out or you are flying in or you are coming in, they have to screen you, they have to test you, and you pay $100. As a matter of fact, that charge was the highest around the globe. It is this same Nigerian man that was behind it. He is the one that the previous government gave that contract to. A contract that never went through the normal process. A contract that never went through the Parliament of Ghana. He was handpicked by Akufo-Addo's government and was given a contract fraudulently. He made over $80 million. Yes, his name is Ben Peters. A Nigerian businessman by name Ben Peters. Dear friend, I'm trying to lay a foundation. Take it easy. A Nigerian man by name Ben Peters, who was given that contract during the COVID time and siphoned Ghanaians to the tune of over $80 million. Ladies and gentlemen, was arrested yesterday. What happened? Break down the story. Now let's go. You see, we understand this man is living in an apartment called Arrow Apartment in Accra, Ghana, just behind the presidency, Jubilee House. And he has his own private trained security, over 70 that are guarding him in that apartment. And the apartment is not for him. He is not the only person also living in that apartment. But what brought up the whole issue yesterday? We understand he had an issue with the ownership of the apartment. Before I continue, I want you to listen to this short essence.
You have, could only take you to a particular floor. You can't go beyond that or below that. Okay. But he wanted additional keys so that he could go to other floors.
But does he live on those floors?
No, but he has workers there. Okay, he has workers there. So he contacted the facility owners, and then back and forth. They were not getting, he was not getting access.
Now you heard it. You had an issue with the ownership, the owners of the apartment. And so this man took it upon himself and blocked access, the entire access, with his fleet of cars that he has. He blocked access to the entire apartment. And in that apartment, there are diplomats living in the apartment. Our president's brother's workers, Ibrahim Muhammad's brother's workers are living in that apartment. There are other people, business people, that lives in that apartment. He blocked the entire road. No access for anyone into their apartment. He was called upon. He refused to let his security guards open up for other users. Who does that? Who does that in another man's country? Now, my challenge here is, sometimes our brothers Nigerian, they think that anywhere, like the Bible says, wherever the source of your fish shall trespass, there you shall possess. That has been the tantrum for most Nigerians. So they go into somebody else's land and they feel like my feet has touched here, so God says I shall possess. Then you begin to create nuisance. I love Nigerians. I have a lot of Nigerian friends. Over 90% of my friends are Nigerians. But hey, guys, we need to sometimes correct the wrong. There are laws that governs every nation. Listen to this second video.
Reported to the presidency, that's the director for operations, that's Kofi Boache. And then he then detailed Mustafa Bande to go to the place. I've spoken with Mustafa, and Mustafa claims that when he got there, they called the gentleman several times on phone and everything. He wouldn't budge. Until Ibrahim Muhammad, who also has...
It has to take the president's own brother to bring this man down, to let his security guards open up the space, the place for other users. He was called severally to come down and allow even the officials, security officials, to see him. He refused. Until national security had to call for reinforcement. Even that, while he was in his own unit, he refused to come down. He had to take the president's brother, Ibrahim Muhammad, whose workers are also living in the same apartment, to either use the staircase, we are not sure, according to the report we are receiving. Whether it was the staircase he used, or maybe he has a master key to the apartment which he used, we are not too sure. To go up and convince this so-called Ben Peters. And that was when the security, national security and the police were now able to apprehend or arrest him. Just listen to the story.
Due to particular flaw. In the absence of that, then you would have to use the stairs. Okay. I don't know. I didn't ask whether he used the stairs or the facility owners were able.
You heard it by yourself. Dear friends, you see, with all the scaffolds and the intimidation by his personal security, armed security, and not just armed security, this man was even using national Ghana police motorbike, police arcade. He was using siren, which by law is illegal for a private individual. And here you are as a foreigner. If the previous government gave you all those luxuries because you were their business partner, you should know that there is a new government in place. Your security apparatus were in scaffold with the national security of Ghana. Come on, why are we taking things as if we should be living life anyhow? Why? Why? Some of these things are unnecessary. Ben Peters, you are in Ghana. If you are doing business, you do your business genuinely. There are thousands of Nigerians in Ghana doing genuine business. They don't create problem. They don't give anybody any issue. They make their money in Ghana. They are enjoying their lives in Ghana. You've gotten everything you needed. Fleet of cars, Land Cruisers of different types packed in your compound. You are enjoying your life fully in Ghana. Why create nuisance for other users of the apartments? We understand the police, the national security, they arrested him. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers, listen. This attitude of our brothers, Nigerian, need to stop. My brothers, Nigerian, this attitude need to stop. Even right there in Nigeria, you guys need to begin to check yourselves. This attitude need to stop. One of the reasons why Nigeria is still where it is today. You see, Nigerians always claim they are the giant of Africa. They say, oh, Ghana of yesterday, the entire Ghana size is like Lagos. Oh yes, let the entire, those of you who says that have even crossed the border from Nigeria to Benin Republic, talk less, entering Togo, or even getting to Ghana before. Most of the people who used to say that the entire Ghana is like Lagos. Oh, I wish you would come to Ghana. You think the stories you're hearing about Ghana is it's just a flash, right? Come to Ghana and see. I'm happy this is your own brother. Listen to one of your brothers. Listen to what he has to say.
Multiple degrees from Nigerian University. No. Do you know that you indict yourself by ever coming up with the topic that Ghana is small? Hence, why they should not be compared to Nigeria. Now, let's look at it. The fact that Ghana is a small country compared to Nigeria, yet are unable to do the things that Nigeria as a bigger country cannot do, is a woe. That Ghana, being smaller in number, being smaller in demography, being smaller in topography, can...
As I'm about to run up, let me put it very clear. Nigeria is nowhere near Ghana's level. In terms of development, oh, individuals in Nigeria have money. Billionaires in Nigeria, yes. But is their billion benefiting the masses? No. What is happening in Ghana? Ghana is should be a challenge to you Nigerians to sit up and get your government to do the right thing. Look at the developmental projects that are taking place in Ghana. Look at our hospitals. Okay, before I continue, just look at this video. You've seen it yourself. That is just one. Ghana, University of Ghana Medical Center. There is, go to Ridge. Go to Bank of Ghana Medical Center. There are the hospitals you can mention in Ghana that you cannot see a single of such hospitals in Nigeria. These are not private hospitals. These are government, public hospitals. A lot Ghana can boast of. Listen, Nigerians, I'm happy you heard it from your brother. To have 4 or multiple degrees, multiple PhDs in Nigeria cannot compare to a Ghanaian with 1 degree. You heard it from your own brother. You can have a multiple PhDs in Nigeria, yet you cannot compare yourself to someone who has just 1 degree in a Ghanaian university. Because your behavior, some of you, I'm sorry to say, some Nigerians, because there are millions of Nigerians that are very good people, very, very good people, excellent people. Very genuine and very good and excellent. Some of the best medical doctors you can see around the globe are Nigerians. Some of the best lawyers you can see around the globe are Nigerians. Engineers, you name it. But look at your level of development. Oh, did you know that a Ghanaian has been and will ever be, there has never been any again, our former president, Kwame Nkrumah, yes, was one time a president of 2 nations. Have you heard it before? If you want to put records together, Ghana, Nigeria, one of these days I'll come here and give you record by record. The only African that has ever been a president of two nations, as a president of Ghana, at the same time president of Guinea. Go and check your records. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The only African that when you travel around Africa, either you will see his statue in their university, in their wherever, his name is everywhere. He's a Ghanaian. Kwame Nkrumah. The only African that became a UN Secretary General, Kofi Annan, Dr. Kofi Annan, is from Ghana. And let me not even go to the usual jollof rice. Or let me not, in fact, football, so let me not even touch it. For those of you think Ghana of yesterday, check the records. How many times did Ghana and Nigeria met, and how many times did Nigeria won over Ghana? Come on. You can, population-wise, you are huge. But what is it about population? There is no quality. We are talking about quality, we are talking about quantity. I'll see you guys in the next one, dear friends. Remember, this is GH247. We talk about entertainment, we talk about football, we talk about news, important news that affect the African continent. I'll see you all in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.